There's a bat in
There's
here.
a fucking bat in here. Oh my god, it's right here. There's a fucking bat.
Shut those doors, Jake.
Let's make some mana, baby.
It's going down low. Look out, Eric. Ooh, it's right over your head. Did you open a window? They don't want to land, they just want to lay out.
I don't think you can see the window. Sure, out over there. He's getting close. He's getting close. He's going for Calvin, but he has an idea. Why? He's coming from the tree.
Hello, everybody.
Hello! Welcome.
To podcast during Skelestream for October. Look at that cool Skelestream shirt.
Poopy!
Did you guys know they're back?
Hold it up more, Rick. There you go.
Like this?
Yep. A little bit more.
Huh.
Just a little higher. No, too far. There's a delay.
What
I
up?
guess sure so much.
That's
Anyway,
good.
Sorry. Probably because I'm on it. I'm biased.
I'm on it too.
I've worn it 3 days in a row because of my stream that I've had this week, and it is not stinky and it is super comfy still.
Good.
So good material as well.
Yes. Well, welcome everybody to a podcast. I don't remember when we had a podcast. I feel like it's been a little while.
Been a little while.
But we are back getting to talk about October. In case you guys didn't know, Skelestream's going on. We've already had like the first week gone through.
Yep.
In which a lot of that was all Eric.
Yep.
How'd Skelestream go for you, Eric?
Well, I did have the first Scream stream, which that was on the 1st, right?
Oh, October 1st?
Yeah.
That's true. You did have that one.
yeah.
That game, that was only one stream, but it is quite memorable. Aaron,
I picked it out for you.
Picked it for me, and I didn't realize
Very
just how
generously.
hand-picked it was until the first frame of it was, am I underground? And I was underground, and I remained underground. And I was robbed of the choice of going underground. 'Cause that's my first. That's my defense against my phobia. I just don't have to go down there.
I just don't go there.
But Aaron put
Mr.
me down
Miyagi,
there.
No, be there.
And I had to crawl out, literally. But it was a fun game. I had a lot of fun. The sound alerts that we've been having this month were terrifying in that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a really good time, and I think people enjoyed it. So if you haven't checked out one out, we'll eventually put up a highlight of it, but you can go
Yeah.
check out the VOD. It was a lot of fun. And then this week, I played Until Dawn for the first time, which I had previously played The Quarry, but I did that with a group.
Sure.
And I feel
and,
like...
Man of Medan we played.
And yeah, Man of Medan. But I feel like doing it by myself, Until Dawn by myself, was a lot more intimate. I felt a lot more in control, which is ironic because you also feel like you have a lack of control in that game.
Sure.
But all the responsibility I felt placed upon my shoulders, so that was a fun, fun thing to
If someone
then
dies,
watch what I decide happened to these people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If someone dies, you can't blame Rick.
Yep, that's true. Yeah, I had a great time. There was a character. Actually, many of the characters, I'm like, I do not like this person. But I got to the end of the game, and I was really caring if they were gonna make it or not. And one of the girls, like, I went from, this is a 10 I hate, to she did something so damn badass that I'm like, she's my favorite character. So I went on a story with Emily in that game.
Awesome.
Yep.
Interesting.
That's good. Yeah. I played that. I was looking at the videos. There's I had all mine cut into chapters 8 years ago.
8 years
There's a playlist
ago.
with all 10 chapters from 8 years ago when
That's been-
it was me and Melanie had played through it.
So long.
Back like
Yeah.
I was in my old house with
Yeah.
like the PlayStation, so I was using like the PlayStation streaming thing. So it's like
Yeah.
the little bitty camera in the corner, like not through Twitch or like not like OBS, none of that. So,
But
from years ago.
my first stream from Monday is currently dealing with a copyright problem. It should be back tomorrow, but if you haven't seen it and you want to watch it tonight, you can just go to the Twitch. It's still on Twitch. It's just not on YouTube right now. But it'll be there. very
There's
soon.
some muted stuff on Twitch though from the music time, but it should expire after a certain point.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like usually it just catches a segment.
Yep, I understand.
Yeah. I also got to play some Dead by Daylight with viewers last week, which was fun. I played Survivor with some people. We tried to survive and do the best we could. And then I also did a little bit of Killer, and people wanted me to try to hunt them down, see if they could run around, beat me. So that was fun too. But
Yeah.
tomorrow we're gonna play Dead by Daylight, and it's looking at being the 4 of us, and we're looking for killers.
We're
to
looking
try
for
to-
the killers.
Try to catch us.
Yep.
You can try.
Yeah.
Aaron, should I like tonight go home, devote my entire night to just trying to be I'm gonna learn all the strategies. I'm gonna be the best killer. They will not catch us. Do that.
You go watch Mr. Taterhead.
Yeah.
He talks about how to run killers.
Yeah.
That's like a lot of his videos.
Mr. Taterhead. I'm just saying because usually when they do this, I feel like I'm a chicken with my head cut off, and the killers are like, "Well, this is easy. They kill me so easily."
Yeah. And I'm the it's a little unfair because I'm the only one who plays it anytime outside of October.
Yeah.
So, killers have some fun. Play a little cat and mouse. Don't just go for the 4K immediately.
Yeah, don't do that. This is asymmetric. Have pity on us.
There have been some real fun times. I remember playing. I think it was last year where Rick just ran past the hatch. Rick, no, it's over there. It's over there. And then the other one was might have been Rick as well. One of us got into a locker, and Michael Myers was just staring, watching them get into the locker.
I think that was a couple years ago.
That one was those are some moments that stand out from us playing, and it's just been funny. So
we're gonna have a lot of fun with that tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And then Rick, you stream next week?
Probably. I don't know.
I believe Scandalous starts up next Monday.
Scandalous. Yes, that's gonna be fun.
And then Rick was also looking at hopefully another extra game that you want to toss in there.
I'm not sure, but definitely not this Saturday.
We'll see about that. We have some to be determined Saturdays we were trying to leave open a little bit in case Until Dawn ran long, making sure Eric had time to be able to beat it.
Yep.
And with the schedule, we were trying to set all of them up to do that. So if we have some spare time, Rick might have a secret extra game he wants to toss in there as well. But I have Alan Wake at the end of the month. Alan Wake 2.
Alan Wake 2, yeah.
So that should be fun. And then Calvin has
Visage.
Here in a couple weeks, which is a game I've wanted to play and I've yet to play it. So it always looked pretty spooky.
Yeah.
So
I really don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
Other than the title.
I always spend a lot of time trying to what are spooky games that I can find that are scary, but I also don't want to know too much to where I can be scared. So it's a hard thing to balance. So that one's been on my list. So I'm excited for that. Mm-hmm. But I can't watch you.
Yeah.
I might want to play it later.
You can't watch it.
But I need you guys to try to scare these fools with the sound alerts below stream or in the Twitch chat and stuff. I believe they're disabled right now because it probably won't work very well on podcast right now. But during the scary games, messing with people or trying to scare them.
When we're already tense and on high alert.
There were some really good ones with Eric. Oh, and I was here late on, it wasn't yesterday, right? It was the day before, I think it was.
Tuesday.
And and I went all the way down to my truck, realized I didn't have my keys or my wallet. So I came back in, and when I came back in, I was like, oh, I wonder how Eric's doing. And he's been streaming in in a closed-off room instead of in the main streaming room. So when I walked by, I had opened my phone to see, well, what's he doing right now? Because I don't want to interrupt if it's he's in the middle of a cinematic moment or something like that. But he was walking around in a dark cave,
perfect timing,
with a flashlight, just being what's here? And I just opened the door and jumped in there. He's like, Jesus! It was so fun. I was like, man.
And it was exactly the same shock as a sound alert too. So the thing that was different was I could feel you enter the room, I could feel it behind me. So it was just like a. Aaron often tries to scare me, and I just feel like normally I'm not I don't get too scared, but that was probably the most successful he's ever been. I was Yeah.
It was great. I looked at chat and they were like, oh, good. And someone's like, how many bits for doing that more?
My PayPal is
I used to, whenever I was streaming from home during Scream streams and stuff, Melanie would often try to sneak up behind me and do that. And it always got me because I'd be so in. Okay, I gotta get. Oh man, someone's gonna chase me. I need. Okay, sneak through here. Don't get caught. And she's going Melanie, not right now. It's really tense, and I don't want to deal with this. So, a lot of fun. All right, past Scream stream.
Well, we have a super chat too from Ricky Chapman who says, "Hey, first time watching you all live. Why do you make the polls so hard with the good choices? We do have a poll running right now.
We do.
Yeah,
it just went up today.
So. You can blame people who go to blindwave.com and recommend good shows.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of this stuff comes from us looking at what have you guys recommended?
Yeah.
What's towards the top, and then just putting together the polls. So
Indeed.
make sure you go and recommend. You don't have to be a patron or on Beyond or anything. It's just
Make a free account
make
on
an
the
account
website.
Yep.
Recommend some.
But
shows
it is
and
a
movies.
good time to go beyond because normally October is my favorite time of year.
Mm-hmm.
I love horror movies, like scary games.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of really great horror movies up on Beyond now, including my favorite movie of all time, John Carpenter's The Thing.
Mm.
Yep.
Halloween is there as well. But we're also starting to get into November, which is new this year for us and may be my new favorite month because it is now No Good November.
No Good November.
And the first one of those reactions, which is also a good reaction for October, it's a horror movie, is The Wicker Man with Nicolas Cage.
Yes.
And that reaction had the ripples from that reaction caused a tsunami for the entire day.
The entire day. I think
Yeah.
Terminator Zero fans can, if you find the episode that Calvin's in, that's a fun one to just jump into.
That's what I hear. I don't remember it.
Aaron doesn't remember it.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, we No Good November it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. But it also sometimes will make my streams after even more fun.
oh sure, yeah. We did watch a really, really bad movie though.
Oh,
watched-
God.
I don't know if we-
No Good
haven't-
November has the worst movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think I agree. I agree.
I agree as well,
Yeah.
Which yeah.
which is
Yes.
the surprising thing.
Yeah.
So
Rick hates it.
I don't know if it goes through and
It's
we
the
end on a
Candyland of
bang
movies.
or if it's a
it
fizzle.
fizzle.
But yeah, but
I think it's
You
more
have to
deserving that
watch
it's a
the
fizzle.
Candyland of movies.
it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was check out that Terminator with Calvin.
Yeah.
I
But you
don't
know what made it better?
what
Vodka.
vodka. Vodka. Oh man.
No, I love Neil Breen.
Yep.
We all do, really.
Yeah. He has something to say.
In our own
He
way.
just can't.
He has something to say, but he has no mouth.
Yep. Yep. Like Neo in The Matrix.
Ah.
That one scene. You know what I'm talking about?
But the good news is that now, I mean, Rick won't say it's good news.
Yeah.
But the good news is we're past all the bad movies now. So now I get to enjoy more movies.
Well,
Man.
but for the viewer, that's coming up. But yeah, you want to get on Beyond because those are going to be for the November month.
Until you continue Dark Souls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I suppose. I didn't even think about that. until
You
now.
forgot about that.
Yeah. I'm not playing Dark Souls this month, so it's not until November. So who
Yeah.
knows when I'll hit 200
Yeah.
deaths.
Yeah.
But yeah. Speaking, I guess, too, of the future with like October, there is going to be a switch on the schedule. We'll have more information on it, but we're swapping the RPG to the Friday of the week that the schedule was initially listed.
That is true. Yep.
So, in case you're wanting to join us for our RPG, we usually have an RPG during Halloween. It should be swapped from that Thursday, but we'll have more information on that later.
Yeah.
Should be a good time.
Hmm.
I have some plans.
Plans.
Plans within plans.
I saw someone ask about costumes. Does anyone have any costumes that they're planning on being for Halloween? I know some of you guys may have costumes more so than others. I don't know if Eric plans on costumes and stuff.
I mean,
but I
I've
have
been
kids and
preparing
stuff.
my beard ever since I played God of War Ragnarok, just in case I want to do a Kratos, but I'd have to shave my head. And I don't know if
You could wear a
my
bald
wife
cap.
would be excited by that. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, was it last year I had a bald cap and
Yeah.
I did Dwight from DBD, so I had like
That's right,
Melanie
yeah.
did cuts on my head and I had a bald cap
Yeah.
on and
Maybe I'll ball cap and some face paint, some tattoos on me or something.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. I'm getting it longer like his is now, you know?
good.
Beard goals.
I'm extremely interested in being a Ghostbuster. I've only
No,
gotten to wear my
you?
I've only gotten to wear my
I'll see that.
proton pack like once really. I mean a couple times I'm showing it to people, but like that's
Yeah.
an excuse to wear it.
You could do it with
Yeah.
Adam, and it could be the two of you.
Oh, he has one too.
Yeah, that's what he was last year.
Sweet.
I want to do Kratos and react in character. Like Kratos reacts. He's so understated and subtle.
Oh.
Because usually his great reactions are what he doesn't do. That'd be fun.
Calvin and Rick.
The only costume I had thought about doing, like, just because it's easy, it would be Phoenix Wright, but Apollo era Phoenix Wright, because he's just like in a hoodie and a beanie.
A hoodie and a beanie. Objection.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
beat. I'll go ahead and have Calvin go.
No,
Okay.
that's fine. I don't really have any specific plans for costumes or anything yet. Usually it's like Try to do a couples thing with Carmen.
Yeah.
And we like to hand out candy and stuff like that.
Candy.
But don't have anything specific right now.
Okay.
I don't know. Might dress up in something that we saw in Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power.
Oh.
Maybe do something like that. I don't know. I did John Wick already when I had long hair.
Gotcha. John Wick. I do remember that.
Yeah.
You came in, I think you had cuts and stuff on you.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, Carmen did really good with the makeup.
Rick, what were you going to say?
Well, the reason I was thinking of Phoenix Wright is over the past, it feels like it's been forever, but at least a few months, I've been juggling like 4 different long games, and it felt like forever that since I'd beaten a game, because it was coming to the end of the year, and normally I go on Twitter or somewhere and I post every game that I beat that year and my thoughts about it.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking through my list. I was like, man, I barely beaten anything this year. And then all of a sudden, like this past weekend, I beat 3 of them all in one day.
Damn.
Nice.
One of them, which is the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, which is it's the Phoenix Wright universe, but it takes place in like Meiji era Japan instead of modern time.
Mm-hmm.
So it sort of goes back. So
Gotcha.
that's why I've been thinking about that. But that game is so good, and if you're just wanting to start to get into the Phoenix Wright series, I think it works for that as well. It's a very standalone thing, and it takes place chronologically the first. So if you've ever wanted to try like a visual novel or, some sort of chill game that has very good characters, good story, I think that is a solid one.
Nice.
Well, good job, Rick.
Yeah.
Do you usually like play multiple long games at a time?
So normally
Or do you usually,
I
focus
play
on
like one genre at a time.
Yeah, okay.
So I have like a JRPG going. I might have an action game going. Like one visual novel.
Sure.
So I try not to like start another JRPG if I'm already playing one.
Gotcha. Yeah,
Kind of
those are
thing.
long.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm playing through Tales of Vesperia right now,
Gotcha.
which
I'm
good time.
I'm currently going through a little bit of a video game crisis, Aaron.
Why?
Well, I'm paused on Star Wars Outlaws
Okay.
because of Screamstream, so I have to wait for that.
Sure.
Also, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero came out, one
Oh.
of my biggest franchise games of all time, the Budokai series. That's out. There's a new Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom that's out.
Yep.
So, like, my 3 of my top video game franchises all have a new thing, and I am
You're halted.
doing Screamstream.
You're just waiting right now. So okay. Well, when we get into November, what are your thoughts? What are you gonna do then?
I mean, I feel like I have to go Zelda first, just because that's always been my number one in terms of like video game memories throughout my life. But I've heard fantastic things about the new Sparking
So
Zero.
have I.
Like really fantastic.
We should play that
things.
together.
That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That would be a fun group stream.
yeah,
I think.
that would be fun.
So like, are you wanting to jump into Zelda when you get into November, or are you wanting to finish Outlaws?
I don't know. Choices. I don't know. I have to finish Outlaws. I don't know how much Outlaws is going to be till.
Yeah, I
have to
don't know
finish
how
that,
long
though.
that's gonna be.
Real quick, I want to thank Odess for the 20 gifted subs.
Jeez, Odeth.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Odette. That's so nice.
That is some very hype subbing.
Yeah, congrats to everybody that got a subscription.
Yeah, make sure if you got a gifted sub to thank Odeth.
We also have $10 from Vincent over on YouTube. Longtime follower here, guys. Been following since the old channel in front of the stairs. You guys have you guys maybe decided to start doing sub to anime reactions?
I
Oh,
am not.
okay.
Nope.
There it is.
I've watched a lot of sub anime, and I can really enjoy the performances. For me, especially a first-time watch, I'm such an avid animation fan that I want to spend all of my time looking at the animation, not at the subtitles, and I'm just not good enough to absorb that quickly and the animation at the same time. So for me, it's better dubbed.
I would agree for me, just because like there's been a K-pop 101 where we've been doing music doing K-pop reactions and stuff, and a lot of those, like, I don't know the lyrics the first time I'm watching that, and there's usually subs there where I can read along with them, and I find myself giving up on what it is and just listening and watching so I can absorb and hear all that. And then I read through the lyrics and try to see what it is there. And I find the same thing kind of happens sometimes, even doing the K-dramas. Sometimes, depending on what's happening, I'm like, I want to see what's happening here versus reading here.
Yeah, I get you.
And I feel like that doesn't happen as much in the K-dramas as it does in anime, especially depending on the anime. If it's more of an action anime, I want to be able to just enjoy the fights and the action and the animation that they're putting in there. When it's a little slower, it's not so bad.
Sure.
But when it has like things where I really don't want to miss it, that's the drawback for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think another personal thing for me is so much of my enjoyment and getting into something is being able to like quote it and use it throughout my day, and you know, I'll always remember, like, you know, I'm gonna remember All Might's, you know, now for a lesson. You may have heard these words before, but I'm gonna teach you what they really mean. You know, go beyond plus ultra. I can't do that in the Japanese because I don't know Japanese and I can't retain it.
Sure.
I can really try, but I just can't do it in my first language. You know.
Yeah.
So I probably wouldn't have that as much, even though I also have room in my heart for the Japanese voice artist that does All Might because he's awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe if I learn Japanese enough.
Yeah.
I'm working on Duolingo, but I know like Isha and Mizu and like not a lot of times people are talking about a Bengoshi, which is like a lawyer. You know? Like, I don't necessarily need that, but maybe if I get enough.
Well, that's the thing too, where like the more you watch, like you'll start to recognize things.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just gotta start playing Yakuza.
No.
I've been through 5 of those, and I feel like I've picked up a lot from just doing those.
I don't know. That's another one of those long ones, right?
Yes.
Rick, I don't know. I don't have enough time. I'm busy playing the same games over and over.
I know.
And not talking about how I feel about them.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe at some point, once I get better with it.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But other people can.
I usually don't mind watching in either sub or dub. Whichever it winds up on whenever I'm starting a new series is usually what I stick with. If I'm like watching a show with you guys and I miss episodes or something like that, sometimes I'll go through and see like, oh, what's the sub sound like?
Yeah.
You know, just get some variants in there. But usually there's like 1 or 2 characters that I'm really attached to their voice, and I'll watch a couple episodes and then I'll switch back to the sub or to the dub rather, and for those 1 or 2 voices that I really enjoy.
Sure.
Yeah, I can do either just as easily, but if I am watching dub, I prefer to watch it with the subtitles, so I get both.
I understand.
Sure.
Yeah. Another little tiny thing, especially when it comes like to reactions, is that generally half the people that are watching our videos are watching them on mobile, and if you have to rely on subtitles to understand the context of the show, then you're primarily focusing on a very, very small part of the screen, and we want to make sure that your focus is on us. I mean, that we're trying to be transformative. If you're just always looking at this really small thing to be able to understand what's being said, it's hard for us to defend that you're not, you know, that we aren't the primary thing you're looking at, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
But that's a little more secondary
Yeah.
for preference, I would say.
Also, if I take a note, I miss a lot.
That's true.
Then I'm like, oh man, I better write this down.
Yeah.
Damn it. What'd they say?
Sure.
Yeah. But we also, I mean, in terms of just subtitles, like I love just having subtitles there all the time, even if it's in English. Just we do that as much as we can, just because sometimes if somebody says something, or I especially, just I'll lose lines. Having that there just to kind of reference is also super nice.
Sure. I often just watch stuff with the subtitles just to have it there. It kind of helps to reinforce that I'm hearing the right words, I guess.
Sure.
Also, you have more of an excuse of like you're deaf in one ear.
Yeah.
So like if you just didn't hear them quite right, having that subtitle there that's the point, you know? It's
well,
like,
we kind of got into like a happy accident of if I can hear it well enough, I think it's just loud enough to not be too loud for YouTube. Does that make sense?
Sure.
I feel like that works out for us. Like if I'm able to clearly hear it, but you know, not go any further than that, then I don't think it's going to be too loud to overpower our voices whenever we're watching.
Sure. Yeah, I agree with Stormhover. Was like, I wish theaters had subtitles.
Sure.
Like, there's lots of times I've been in a theater and like, even sometimes in a theater, as loud as it can be in there, sometimes it is hard to hear some of the dialogue and stuff too.
Yeah, I understand that.
So like having
Maybe,
subtitles
like,
just to help, like, what is it, like reaffirm, I guess, my like what I thought they said.
Maybe
Yeah,
another
reinforce.
Reinforce it, yeah, just so I
I
can
bet you
like a
another
second
10
line
years.
defense.
confirm what I heard.
Yeah.
Another 10 years when we all have some type of AR glasses, that'll just be like a default you can put on. That way, if you don't want them, that doesn't come. But if you do want them, you just have subtitles.
Can you imagine
for
just
everything.
talking to someone and it's doing subtitles for them?
Great.
That'd
Can't
be
wait.
sweet.
My phone does that, and it'll translate too.
Yeah. But I saw,
That's cool.
what was it? Zuckerberg brought out new glasses, didn't he?
Oh
recently?
yeah, the Meta glasses things. I don't know what all they can do. I assume plenty.
Plenty.
I don't know. Whoever gets that going to market and it takes fire, like I imagine that's where things are going, but we'll see how long it takes to get off the phone, you know?
Mm.
Yeah, I think once they start looking a bit more stylish and less like bulky and everything, people are going to be a lot more interested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which-
Universal subtitles.
Like
Yeah, I don't wanna
inventing a
have to
technology.
I don't have to
Doesn't-
wear glasses where I have like a big battery pack or
Yeah.
something, you know?
Yeah,
Same thing with
right.
like TVs as they've gotten flatter and skinnier and
thinner.
smaller. And
It could always be phone and glasses. It's like it's not like PCs went away even when smartphones happened.
Absolutely.
No, yeah. Just miniaturization is part of the process of developing a new technology.
With Super Chats, Avery said, would like to see the TED series reactions, or like to see TED series reactions. I recommend it. Well, good.
Oh, okay.
Especially if
the
you
bear.
recommended it on the website. Yeah, not TED. I don't believe of.
I
Ted
haven't
Lasso.
seen. Do I need to see the movie to see the TV show? Because I don't think I've seen the movie.
I don't know. If it's like Chucky, you need to watch the Child's Play movies.
Gotcha.
But if it's not, then maybe you don't.
Okay.
But I don't know anything about it really.
Yeah, I haven't seen the movies either.
Someone said the show is a prequel, so you don't need to. You
Oh,
can just start
okay.
there.
No
Gotcha.
spoilers.
You're good.
Good.
So like Hannibal then.
Is the Hannibal show a prequel to the?
I don't know. I want to
Movies?
watch.
I think
Pretty-
so.
I haven't seen it, but I have to imagine that it is.
What is our longest running recommendation? Like Hannibal, like we've heard since the beginning. Like Mr. Robot used to be one, but we're
Yeah.
doing Mr. Robot now. Like Hannibal has always been like, I mean, that's 8 years old. I feel like in terms
Sons
of
of
how long
Anarchy
it's
has been quite a while.
Sure.
Is
Um,
Battlestar Galactica, has that been a long one?
Stargate.
Yeah.
Calvin, that's just you.
Hey,
I would
I've
say in
recommended
terms
it
of
every time.
I would say what's the oldest? Like what's been on the poll longest? Maybe something like that. Hannibal, I feel like has been on there a lot, but I still have yet to watch it on my own time. 8 years.
Samurai Champloo's been on there for a long time.
Sure. I don't know. I still think Battlestar's been on there a good bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Mr. Robot's definitely one, but we finally
Yeah.
started watching that one.
Yes.
Is Fringe a long one? Has that one been
I
feel like that
I would say so.
started at least from Eric, maybe,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Yeah. How many polls has it been on? And what's the
Oh, I'm
earliest
sure,
poll that it
I'm
was
sure
on?
Too many.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and look at like what
Yeah.
have been in all of our polls. You know,
Yeah.
I haven't done
'Cause
that.
I feel like at least some of the polls that Fringe was on, Stargate was also on.
Yeah. At least some of them, yeah. Well, speaking about like looking back at some of our polls and different things too, next year we're coming up on Blind Wave having been doing reactions and like YouTube full time for 10 years.
Yeah.
We're coming up on our 10-year mark,
Yeah.
which is kind of crazy to think about.
It is crazy.
Like the very first reaction I think that we ever had that went up, and then we started being fairly consistent after that was Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Just an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was back with just you, and I think the next one we had was like maybe you and me with Arrow.
Yep.
And Flash and the Arrowverse and stuff started coming along, and then we started getting to Game of Thrones and all kinds of stuff. So
yeah.
it's been
There was a couple of reactors back in the day that I remember watching and being like, this is cool. I'd like to do this. I remember one of them was Torchwood Boy back in the day.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Torture Boy.
Looking at his content and being like, that looks like a lot of fun. Let's do that.
Sure.
And then just trying it one day.
Yeah. Well, and I remember back before, like I remember watching Clone Wars, and like we would just talk about Clone Wars.
Yep.
And like just here's what think about this
Yep.
episode or this arc or whatever, you know.
'Cause
And
we would already get together, watch something, talk about it forever. Just let's not waste that time, I guess, right?
yeah,
And it
So-
worked great. Had so much fun. 10 years. Damn.
10 years.
Yeah.
But with that, we also are looking for some thoughts and opinions from everybody. We're going to have a Discord channel opened up and some threads in that where we're looking for what your best or favorite moments of different shows have been.
Yeah.
So going over to our Discord channel, if you haven't already, it's discord.gg/blindwave. There's going to be, if it's not up now, it should be up soon for our for 10-year anniversary of Blindwave.
Yeah.
So 10 years of Blindwave. Look there, check out some threads, and tell us like what are favorite moments or your best moments. And if you happen to have the links already, maybe put them there so people can
with
see them.
Timestamps, reaction and discussion moments that, or anything that you thought. An end card. Sometimes people sleep on the end cards, and sometimes it's one of the things that we put the most effort in. Stuff like that. But
yeah, whatever moments they are from any of that kind of stuff too.
And an editor is going to be going through that.
One of our older videos, I can't remember what it was, where like Eric got so hyped or mad that he killed me.
Yep.
And like he's like in a fit of rage. I'm just dead. He's like, "Oh no, little boy,
Oh boy!
I remember
If
that.
only had gone to.
blindwave.net. He would have seen you. And he just, and I always remember at the end, he just kind of threw me back on the ground.
Yeah.
And if you want to test yourself and see how many of those moments you know, you can play Cruddle over at blindwave.com.
Yeah.
Yes. Cruddle. Yeah, sometimes I get on like, oh, I know this one. Other times I'm like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
This one's so hard. So,
Yep.
But
We've
but yeah.
watched a lot of videos in the past 10 years, close to 10 years. There's too many to remember.
Yeah. Yes. Czar said, "Are you guys still planning to do anything with the Q&As that were posted on the website forum?" Yes, I am. There's a work in progress and plan for those. If you have questions that you would love to have like answers to, like I love like especially like deep stuff where it's not just like, will you react to X show or anime or whatever it is, still feel free to go to our website. There's on the forums there is a Q&A section, and there's listing out for all of us, and not just us. There's also like behind the scenes people. There's a lot of our employees are listed there as well, and you can ask them questions as well. And yeah, you should do that if you haven't, especially if you have any deep burning questions.
Yeah, you're looking
like,
for questions that can't be like answered in a sentence.
Sure, yeah. I like it where like it can be a topic for a bit where like this is what we're talking about now. So, not just what's your favorite color? Oh, green. You know, like find me some deep stuff if you want.
Yeah.
I'm still there's still work being done on that. It's not just gone. Oh no, what? Did it really? Did everything freeze for everybody? Or just for them? That'd be so. The moment Aaron said Czar's name, stream froze. But it might have just been for them. Someone has a Torchwood quote in YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
I remember. Man, Torchwood had some crazy moments.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, check out the 10-year over on Discord, and check out the Q&As over on the website. And all of that is for reasons.
Reasons.
Good reasons, I hope. All right, what else? There was something else I thought of, and then I forgot. I don't know if anyone else had anything.
Yeah, there was something.
Nope. I've lost whatever it was, so thank you guys so much. That's it. I'm done. Bye.
Well, how was your week?
I got to start decorating for Halloween, but I haven't gotten to finish.
Okay.
It's been like slowly just bringing out like, here's some decorations. I set it up in the evening. It gets dark so early now.
It does.
And I think we have daylight savings time, which is going to make that worse, right?
It always does,
soon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like it gets dark at like, I don't know, it was getting dark at like 7:30, which means that eventually that's going to be 6:30.
Yeah.
Am I right with that? I'm like, it's going to be dark at 6. This is ridiculous. I don't want it. So
The change is always just long enough for you to be like, it was always like this. And then it changes, and you're like,
Yep.
it's all different.
And I thought they were going to abolish it.
Right.
it's all
Then
lies.
they've been like, oh, let's just keep it one more year. It seems to be working out. No.
So, but yeah, I don't know. Other than that, just I got to play some DBD with viewers, which was really fun. I hadn't gotten to play DBD in a long time. Been playing WoW with Melanie, and got to decorate for Halloween a little bit. I don't think I've had much else going on. It's mostly work and running kids' places.
Yep.
They have soccer, they have gymnastics, they have cross country.
Gosh.
They're all over the place. So yeah. What about you guys?
I've been working on trails at my place, a little patch of woods that I've been clearing out. That's been a lot of fun, though the last time I did it, I was swarmed by bees. Remember me bragging not too long ago, like, I've never been stung.
Yeah.
Well, I got stung this year for the first time.
You did it.
And then, I don't know, I got stung like 3 or 4 times, but I was swarmed by like 40 bees, so not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that happened to me, but I still have been having a lot of fun with it. Very rewarding manual labor.
Yeah. It's like that weird thing, like when you're a kid and you're like told to do something, you don't really feel like doing it. But when you're an adult and you have the free time to do something like that, it's so rewarding.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Yeah, for me, I beat all those games, and I can give you my rankings for them because everything in life you should rank
You should rank absolutely everything.
all the time.
Yep.
So I beat The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, which I give 4.5 out of 5. I think it's a fantastic visual novel. I still think Trials and Tribulations is the best, but it's the end of a trilogy, so it's almost not fair, but very good. I beat RoboCop Rogue City, which I know Aaron was interested in. I feel like it's the kind of game we don't get a lot of anymore. It feels like a double A sort of game where it there's a certain lack of polish, but it almost kind of makes it work better in some ways. Because it does seem a little grittier, I suppose, maybe. But I think it does the world of RoboCop really well. Some of the writing is very funny. The action kind of got old for me by the end of it, but it is very RoboCop action. It is like gruesome and violent and quite cinematic and enjoyable.
Nice.
And then Yakuza 4 finally beat, so I can get to the next one of those. That one's probably a 4 out of 5. So that's the first one where you play as multiple protagonists.
Okay.
So you play as 4 protagonists. And I feel like it might have been rushed because 2 of the protagonists feel really good, like their stories are emotional and have depth. The other 2 I feel like were a little rushed.
Okay.
And the combat in Yakuza is okay. It's like a beat 'em up style that for as long as those games are, if you want to do everything in them, it doesn't like last in enjoyment for the entire runtime. But I think it's still absolutely worth playing because like just having such a long running series that all the stories go into one to the next is kind of rare in games. I'm having trouble thinking of one that is as long and the stories are so important that have happened.
Okay.
Because there's, how many of those are there now? There's 9 in the main series, I think. Yeah, it's crazy. Then I've been working on the horror RPG, which will be coming up. I've also been working on a very special project, which I got to show these guys a glimpse of.
Yep.
Without spoiling anything,
Yeah.
I just want one word of what your reaction was.
Intimate.
What?
Seduced. You seduced me.
That's 2 words now.
Oh, sorry.
Cheater.
Well, no. You each get a word, right?
Yeah, what's your word, Aaron?
What?
That was his,
That
and that
was
was
mine.
mine.
What?
You get one.
Mine was what?
Yours is
Oh,
what? Okay,
what?
got it.
Okay.
Yeah, for
I
my
got it.
reaction to it, it was
Yeah.
what? What? Intimate and seduced.
Yep.
All right. So there's your tease.
So yeah.
I cannot wait for people to understand that.
I've been debating on like there's been some games that have popped up, and like I don't know, Jake will mention something, or
Yeah.
you know, Lessa or someone in the office will mention games and stuff. And I started messing around with this one that's like a tabletop card shop simulator.
Oh yes.
Like, and I messed with it for a little bit, and I was like, I wonder if it'd be fun to like play this sometime on stream and like role play being a card shop owner.
Yeah.
You know. So I've been thinking about trying to do that or something at some point, but otherwise, like, I've just had like I said, a little bit of WoW gaming, which I beat once. I haven't beaten it again. Every time they have new expansions and stuff, I can't get to the end.
Sure.
But
Every time I think I'm out, they bring me back in.
yeah. But we do have Baldur's Gate has been fun. We have another one of
Yes.
those coming next Friday.
Yes.
And then I've been on and off with another group that we've been trying to get together and play more through that. But that's been like my story game that I've been enjoying trying to play through.
Yeah.
Aaron, you and I someday need to play. There's a board game called Millennium Bleeds, and it is a card game about playing as a person playing a collectible card game.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very good.
That sounds fun.
Interesting. I
Sounds-
can't imagine how that works, but okay.
Not to offend
playing a card
anybody,
game.
but that sounds even more boring than collecting a card game.
It's a lot cheaper.
That's fair. You buy the game and then you can collect, quote unquote, as many cards as you.
Yeah, do I
want to,
draw a
right?
card that allows me to like open booster packs to get new cards for my deck? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know how it works.
that
There is booster packs in the game. Yeah.
Like when I played the card shop simulator was that like I go on my phone and I order stock, and then the stock arrives, and I take the stock and I put it on shelves, and then if I don't have shelves, I order shelves, and I build the shelves and put them up, and I get more stock and do that. And then sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'm a little slow. I'm gonna open some booster packs.
Yeah.
And then I take those cards and I try to sell those cards and hope I get a good hit so I can make some money. But then I gotta watch the market to see how the market's looking,
sure.
and then mark everything based on the market. And if I wanted a little higher, or if people are gonna be like, this is too much, or this is too cheap. And then sometimes stinky people come in. I gotta spray them with deodorant.
Yeah. No man,
It's a-
Stinky Peak are a plague.
It's a weird game. I think I was talking to Melanie about it. She goes, "Oh, you should tell your buddy at the card shop that you understand how it is." I'm like, I think it. I don't think I want to go in. Like, hey, I did what you did in a video game.
I played a game.
Yeah.
Oversimplified this process.
I understand what you have to do now. Like I don't know. I'm like, but yeah, I thought it was funny, like thinking about that.
You can save a lot of money by just not turning the lights on as well.
I often do until
Yeah.
it starts to get real late, and then I'll turn the lights on.
No, just don't turn them on at all.
No, it's too dark.
No, you can
Then it
see
seems
that
spooky.
like the customers just drop their items on the counter. You
Yeah.
can see them clearly enough to where you
Man,
don't have
the,
to.
The worst part about this simulator is I have to give change. And I worked retail.
yeah.
I don't want to give everyone change. Pay with card.
No, make all of your items an even dollar
I
amount.
know, but
It's
then
so much
like
easier.
I don't like doing that for the other cards because then they sell better if I don't do it.
Mm,
Sometimes if I'm like if it's a 50-cent card, make it 50 cents. But if it's like 55 cents, like the rounding, I'm like just $1.
yeah,
no one
I
buys
get
it.
you.
Like 55 cents, leave it. So, but yeah, it's kind of neat. I thought the role play aspect of a simulator would be fun. It makes me think of Sims, but like I am at how Sims would leave to go to work, but you never see that part.
Sure.
This is just you're at that part. You don't go home and live.
I
Yeah.
understand.
You
No.
just work.
Like your shift ends and the clock literally stops running until you start the next day's shift.
Yep.
Basically.
Yep. So, but it's kind of neat.
Mm-hmm.
I just recently it was a video about a guy that runs a comic book shop, and he was like, when I was young, this was my dream, but now that I've been doing it for 25 years, this is my prison. He's like, I created my own prison. I like the idea that like, yes, the actual doing it can be tough, but on my own time, he can like go home and like play a version that's like, no stress.
I was talking to Aaron about this earlier, but there's been huge like scandal, chaos, and Magic the Gathering
Oh,
with the change of commander.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, what's going on with that? I used to play Magic back in the day. That was one of my favorite card
Sure.
games.
Are you familiar with Commander at all?
Commander.
Yeah,
It's
so
a way to
there's-
play Magic.
Okay,
There's
I
a-
don't think so.
It's a
There's like the
format.
standard format,
Yeah.
which is that's what we did before
Yeah.
when we played. Commander has like 100 card decks.
Okay.
But
Ooh,
the-
other than 60. Okay.
Yeah, but you only get one of a card. You can't have.
Oh.
Usually, you could have like 4 of it or something like
Yeah,
that. This
you
is
could
you
have
get
4.
one of a card. I think
Gotcha.
mana can be different. Like that
Yeah.
doesn't count.
No, that would be sweet though. I would want to be like, no, I have to have different like looking mana.
I mean, yeah, you could,
Yeah,
you
that'd be
can.
cool.
Some people do, but this allows you to go through all kinds of like you go back old, right? Like you can put all kinds of cards into this one commander deck.
Okay.
And so you get some really cool synergies, but you aren't always guaranteed to get the cards you want in this 100 card deck.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And then you have like a commander that's kind of like the leader of your deck. And it also stipulates like what mana you're allowed to have and creatures in your deck. So if you have like a 3 color like card, right?
Yeah.
Like it takes swamp, grass, and fire. Like those are the only ones you can have in your deck. But
Yeah.
that's like your leader, and you can bring them out and do special stuff with that. But that's the general idea. You can play with you can play 1-on-1. You can play 4 players. Usually it's kind of a versus, and you're against everybody. So it's like a free for all.
You can also create alliances between players, right?
Sometimes you do, and then hey, that guy's gonna win if we don't team up against him.
Yeah.
But you don't want to let that guy get too far ahead and catch back up or anything either. So, but yeah, there's been some changes because I can let Rick go into it, but the format was not created by Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, not by the company that owns Magic the Gathering.
Got it.
It
Okay.
was created by a player.
Oh.
And then it was ran by a council of players
Okay.
that like made updates to the rules, chose to ban cards or whatever.
So
right?
it's like an alternate way of playing, but it's not an official way of playing.
It's not an official way, but it is. I believe it's the most popular way to play Magic.
Okay.
Most people I know now that play Magic play Commander.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like they started making Commander decks
Sure.
for like Fallout had decks that came out, and
Yeah.
there were Commander decks where like here's your 100 card
Okay.
deck with all the different things,
Yeah.
and they've made a lot of stuff just for that now.
Yeah, and so it's
Okay.
been running along fine for many years, and it's become the most popular format. The original creator passed away, and I know WotC did a tribute for him and actually made him into a commander card,
Aw.
which is
Okay.
very cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
But the council continued to run the format even after he passed. And so what happened was they banned 4 cards from the format because they were just too powerful.
Too
They're in
OP.
every single deck.
Yeah. It's like
and
a meta thing where it's just too much. Okay.
Yeah. And they chose to ban them. And what happens when cards get banned is their value goes down.
Yeah. Sure.
Right? And there are people who do not play Magic, they invest in Magic.
Yeah.
Right? And so it caused a lot of people to lose money, and people got angry, so angry that there were death threats. And I've heard, I haven't heard the details, but I've heard that they're like not just even your normal internet death threats. There were like things that law enforcement had to get
Okay. Gotcha.
involved in.
Yeah.
And
Passion turned to too much passion. Okay.
so the council dissolved.
Damn. Okay.
And WotC is taking over the format. So
All right.
the company that owns Magic.
Okay. So now it will become a.
So now it will be official. I haven't seen what they've announced some of the changes to be
Okay.
in detail, but they're bringing in like a tiered system of basically like power levels. So like at the bottom tier, nothing will be banned, but at the top tier, lots of things will be banned and it will be made as balanced as possible, sort
Okay.
of thing.
Got it.
But
Huh.
it's all happened so fast. Like a lot of stuff is still up in the air, but
Okay.
it's just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That seems very crazy. Yeah.
So
Hmm.
that's card world.
That's it. That's the card world.
But yeah, a lot of cards. Pokemon gets into where like some cards just look real good,
Yeah.
and they have high prices for that. Magic typically is based on playability. And
Well, I mean, I can relate hardcore to this because like as an avid Star Wars action figure collector, there are 2 people that are like me that I really want to interact with. One of them is passionate like me, super into it, also loves to share and be like, "Hey, what hold do you have? We'll help you find it." And then there's the how much money can I get from this guy?
Yeah.
Both of those people are valuable in that world. One of them is just like, that's not why I'm there for, you know?
Yeah.
So people that are there for value, I'm not saying like that sucks and you shouldn't do it.
Sure.
It's just not why I'm there, and that sucks that's what caused it to happen.
Yeah, and
You know?
it's disappointing because for whatever you can say about the council and their decision whether or not you agree those cards should have been banned,
Yeah.
like because of the fact that they're all volunteer,
Yeah.
they're making the decision that they think is best for the format.
Yeah.
Whereas WotC at the end of the day is a company, and they're going to make their decisions based on what
Money.
makes the most money.
Yep. Wow. Okay.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone call it WotC, Rick.
WotC.
Wizards of the Coast.
I mean, I know what you're saying.
I love it.
and I
WotC.
get why you're doing it.
Yeah, that's
Earlier,
awesome.
when you were talking about WotC made a card in memory of him or whatever it was, like I was like,
Yeah.
I wonder who WotC is. You know, but
Sounds like
okay.
a screen name.
Wizard of the Coast.
But this
that used to be a
time-
magazine.
Wizard of the Coast.
Wizard of the Coast.
They had like
Wizard
Maybe.
magazine. I feel like I remember like getting that all the time when I was a kid.
Sounds like something that Anakin would read.
So Wizard.
So
I'm
Wizard.
not
eh?
sure.
Maybe I'm wrong. About
Um,
that. I don't know.
There was a dragon magazine for Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know about a wizard.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I just never heard it mentioned that way.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I've only ever seen it written down.
sure, and I've heard people say Wizard of the Coast or
Yeah.
Wizards or something like that, but not WotC. So I was just like, oh, wow.
But Commander's changing, and I also now like, will other fans feel comfortable making formats?
Sure.
Yeah. Right.
Like, it's concerning.
Yep. There's just. I don't know what to say. It's one of those things where it's like. I don't want to be dismissive or pessimistic, but there's something in us that desires a battle, and when there's not enough strife in life, you gotta find it. And sometimes people find it in really shitty places,
They're
like
already
their
playing-
like their fandoms, you know.
Yeah, you're already playing a card game where you battle people.
I
though.
know. I understand.
Just do that.
Yeah. But like the human mind needs you need an enemy and you gotta be mad at something because you have reward systems based on that, and it's so easy to go into bullshit because now I'm gonna threaten this person's life over cards. It's crazy.
And I don't know if it's the craziest thing, but like there was a rule 0 in Commander, which is like, do what you and your friends find fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like we'll say ban this card or whatever,
Yeah.
but if you and your friends love that card
Mhm.
and agree, just play that card.
Yeah.
I remember playing Magic the Gathering in high school. I think it was like my junior year. One of my friends, he had his deck, and he had in this deck an artifact that whenever he actually got it, it was like, I pretty much win. And he was so funny when he would bring it out, and the whole everybody go crazy. But I knew that what he was representing of what this card could do isn't really what it can do. But he believed it did, and I didn't want to ruin the fun because every time he brought it out, it was so funny. So I remember I always kept myself like, you know what? I'm not going to say anything. That's not what that card does, but it's better it does it this way.
I didn't
We
play
used,
a
to,
lot.
we used to play at lunch all the time.
Really?
I didn't play a lot of Magic.
Yeah.
But my favorite Magic story, and Aaron might know it better than I do. Do you know the story about the dude who had the card that you drop the card onto the table and whatever it touches is destroyed?
No, I don't remember this.
Okay. So, and I don't know the name of the card or anything, but apparently in Magic the Gathering, and whether or not this happened or is a legend is up for debate. But there's a card that you have to hold at a certain distance above the table, and you drop it onto the battlefield, and whatever that hits, that card is destroyed.
That's cool.
Right?
Yeah.
And so this dude was in an unwinnable situation, but he had that card. It was a very valuable card.
Uh-huh.
He ripped it into shreds and dropped the pieces.
Oh my
So it fell into
gosh.
multiple cards, and it won him the game.
But he can't ever use it again.
That's some dedication.
I wish I hope it's true. That sounds awesome.
Iris Nexus says it's called the Chaos
The
Orb.
Chaos Orb.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Which, yeah,
That's
like
so
if,
cool.
if that happened to me and I was the opponent, I would
Uh-huh.
have to give him the win,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, I believe you would have to. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would respect it.
Yeah, 1 mana tap. If Chaos Orb is on the battlefield, flip Chaos Orb onto the battlefield from the height of at least 1 foot. If Chaos Orb turns over completely at least once during the flip, destroy all non-token permanents it touches.
Huh.
Then destroy Chaos Orb. But there is something, I don't know if it's real or not, but I saw where it's an illegal MTG card. It could be made up. I don't know. It's called Chaos Confetti. This one says 4-cost tap. Tear Chaos Confetti into pieces.
Yeah.
Throw the pieces onto the playing area from a distance of at least 5 feet. Destroy each card in play that a piece touches. Remove the pieces from the game afterwards.
Yeah, I believe that card. I'm not sure if that's a fan card or not, but
It looks like a fan card to me, the way it's done, but I love the idea of like someone made this maybe after the Chaos Orb.
yeah,
Dude, I used to do fan cards. I just remembered that.
Yeah, like Link.
for Magic.
Yeah, I used to go into Paint, take another card, completely change it,
Oh.
and try to make it look nice. Find a good mana card, glue it on there, and it was just that was so much fun. It's like I was doing mods. But yeah, I would make like Ganondorf, King of Evil.
Nice.
But I would be like, this is too powerful. I got to make it not so powerful. That way my friends are upset whenever I draw it. I would do that. And I also would be really particular about my deck building. Like, I can't have a bird guy in my angel deck.
Okay,
Like, he goes in the bird guy deck.
I gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? I
Sure.
can't have... That doesn't make any sense. Why would I have this artifact in this deck with angels? I know that I would do that all the time.
That's fun.
I think you can have like different ways of building where it's like, this is my theme.
Yeah.
I have to have
Yeah.
it stick this theme.
This one is only goblins. This one's only zombies.
Like there's a buddy I have that made a commander deck and the theme was Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
So everything he put in there, like he tried to pull in like
Yeah.
there's rats, there's turtles, there's anything that kind of ninjas, like stuff like they weren't Ninja Turtles, but they were like themed around
Sure.
anything around Ninja Turtles.
Gotcha.
If you could get a warthog to be like, this is my Bebop and Rocksteady kind of thing, like
I think maybe I just did that because it was so rewarding. Because sometimes, that's the point of these card games is like you got to buy your booster box and you got to see if you got the good stuff. But when you did that, I'd be like, even though this goblin card isn't great, I can use this in my goblin deck,
Sure.
And that goblin deck might not be a winning deck, but it's so much more diverse now, and it looks like that was more important to me than actually having like winning decks.
gotcha.
I used to do that for the Dungeons & Dragons miniatures game.
Oh,
Because there used to be, I don't think there is anymore, but there used to be, each miniature would come with a card, and you could play a miniatures game with the D&D miniatures.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
So I would like to have my armies.
Yeah.
I bet you
thematic.
have the same kind of thing. If I've always heard of what is it, Warhammer, like the
Warhammer 40K.
is it 40K that is like the
Yeah.
big table war thing, like
where you have
Yeah.
like army sets and stuff
yeah,
like that.
you can make an army where it's like all
Where
this
you
is what
move them
this
as,
is what I
like-
want it to be versus like this is the winning meta.
Sure.
This is what I want my army to be like.
I love watching Henry Cavill talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Custodes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Someone will bring it up, and he'll have this look in his eyes, like, "Well, who do you play?" And then they'll like talk about it. He's like,
Yeah, he'll get
okay,
really
we'll get
serious
together.
about
and
it.
we'll play." He's like, he feels so desperate to play with me.
It's like trying to find someone who has
Yeah.
like, do you have it? You have an
Yeah.
army? You haven't
Yeah.
you painted it? You did it? Oh man, let's do that.
Yeah.
Ah.
I think that usually that comes up, and it's usually people being like, "Oh, he plays this game. How nerdy for someone so handsome to." And he usually smiles and goes, "Yeah, it's the thing I like to do." But every once in a while, the interviewer's like, "Dude, I play 40K. Like, what race do you play?" And they like start talking.
What's
you
your,
know?
what's your favorite faction?
And I just love that you can see his passion like run away.
That's cool.
He also has that story about when he got the call from Man of Steel. He actually missed it because he was busy playing World of Warcraft.
Oh, I remember that. That's funny. I'm sorry, I'm rating.
Yeah.
I do want to mention for Tech It, because we were talking about Baldur's Gate earlier. There's like, is there a full VODs for Baldur's Gate, not just highlights? The Blind Wave Gaming channel and Twitch should both have our full streams, and then highlights are coming out on Blind Wave Gaming
Yeah.
as well. So if you do want to see that, they're there. Also, people that keep asking for Ben 10 in chats, it is currently, I believe, on the poll for our animation stuff right now.
Yeah.
I forget what all's on there, but I'm quite certain Ben 10's there. So if you're looking for Ben 10, look over there
Yeah, it might be there.
at the poll. Make sure you vote on it there. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff on that poll too. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what wins.
I'm excited,
sad
but I'm
for
also
what we're
pissed
losing though.
because
Yeah.
I'm not ready. Usually when we record those videos, I'm like, okay, it's wrapping up, But this
Sure.
feels like, no, we're still just getting started.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been
Yeah.
enjoying Spider-Man, so.
Ugh. I'm not ready.
But I would look forward. Like Daniel, you got a point. I would look forward if we had more Echo. Like
yeah.
that's one of my favorite
If
parts.
it was called Ben 10 Echo Echo, you'd be all on board.
Ben 10.
Dude, ultimate
Echo.
Echo. Yeah, I need that. Now. I think I'm ready.
Oh, Echo.
We don't need any more of that.
No, we need Calvin.
No, we don't need it. You guys want it.
Distance
It's
makes
not a
the heart
need.
grow
Dude, could
fond.
you imagine like what we had at the end of the last Ben 10? Like we just get like, look at this, Echo, Echo, Calvin. That's what we've been waiting for.
Hey, if it was good, ever, I would be happy.
it is good.
It might, maybe it
sometimes.
will be good.
Is
You
it
make
bad
sound like
enough
it's
to be
u-
good?
Echo Echo is so much more useful than X.
We've had discussions about this.
Just saying.
Calvin's not amused.
I'm not saying Echo Echo can do more than X, but in the long run of how helpful they've been, Echo Echo's more helpful. That's all I want to say. But anyway. And then while we're talking about shows, in case you missed it, guys, make sure to go to our Discord for the 10-year. I was looking, it looks like it is all up. There is a channel called 10 Years of Blind Wave. Make sure you check that out and check out the threads in there and let us know what some of your favorite Blind Wave things are over these last 10 years that we've been doing reactions and content.
Yes, indeed.
Calvin, I should be Echo Echo for Halloween.
Do it.
And I should
make
make-
all of your little kids Echo Echo as well.
We should all
We're
be
all
Echo
Echoes.
That'd be so good. Like Echo Echo costumes, and we just come out. Everyone but you is an Echo Echo. Oh, how good would that be?
I'll be the villain that ultimately defeats Echo Echo.
All right. I also wanted to get into questions, but I don't know what else anyone else had that they want to make sure to talk about. But I saw a lot of questions coming through earlier over on Twitch.
Okay.
And
I want to talk about one of these questions on Twitch.
Oh, you saw some coming through?
Yeah, I did.
All right.
Saw a good one.
Troy Joyful has, hey guys, want to ask Rick how he feels about 2024 being so packed with high-profile bad movies. Does Rick or any of y'all have plans to watch masterpieces such as Borderlands, Rebel Moon, The Crow remake, or Joker 2? Now, it does seem like a good year, and you forgot, is it Megalopolis, which is the one I'm most excited for?
Yeah, people really seem to be enjoying shitting on that one.
Yeah. Also, didn't Madam Web come out this year, too?
Madam Web was this year, I believe. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been a
Early
banger
this
year
year. Yeah.
for poorly received movies.
Keep in mind,
Sure.
I don't think any of us have seen any of these,
I haven't seen
right?
any of those movies.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen any of them either, but several of them are on my list to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't trust just like what are people talking about with it.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes
I can't trust the
sometimes I
internet
agree,
anymore.
sometimes I don't. But I also sometimes resent going into a movie having heard, oh yeah, people don't like this. Like I'd rather not even know that. I just don't know
Sure,
how
sure.
I don't hear that now. You know?
I did see something posted for Joker 2 where it was talking about like the critics and the audience both rating it really low.
Yeah.
But I always feel weird whenever the audience is rating things really low.
Yeah.
Before the movies come out.
Yeah.
It was before the launch of it, and I was like,
Yeah.
but how do they know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how it works.
Gotcha.
Unless they all got like access and there's
Early
only like
screenings. I
two
guess.
only two people vote.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
But I feel anybody who got early access would be a reviewer, right?
I don't know. Maybe not always.
Maybe. I mean, we've gotten early access to things.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but that was for reviewing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
But I
feel like
mean-
that's
Yeah. We'll be able to have a more informed opinion when we actually do watch it. I want to make sure that, because I love that first Joker movie. I want to give this one
fair
as
shake.
much grace as possible to do what it wants to do, not set up an expectation because a bunch of people are really loud about their opinion. You know,
Sure.
Sure.
I need it to be great or terrible. I'll
I
be happy.
understand. Yeah.
The only one of those I might not check out is Rebel Moon, because I've heard that that's more boring than anything.
Yeah.
But,
You're not really a Zack Snyder fan, though, right?
300.
I like 300.
You like 300, and you generally, I think, enjoyed the Snyder cut of all the other DC movies. I feel like
Joy is a strong word.
I understand.
But
It wasn't
It's okay.
unpleasant for you.
no, no.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to check it out. I don't know if we're gonna do it for the channel or not, but I would like to check it out. I know it started as his Star Wars script.
Check out Rebel Moon.
Rebel Moon. Yeah. I know that he started like, I have an idea for a Star Wars script, and then they're like, no thank you. He's like, fine, I'll make my own. And Netflix is like, we'll pay for it.
All right.
Then we will release a different version than the one you want,
Yep.
and then we'll release that one later.
Yep.
Which is a strange move.
I want to watch.
Doesn't it make you a
Borderlands.
little interest? Like, what happened?
Like
Yeah.
the one that interested
I'd
me
like
was
to see it.
Borderlands. I wanted to see that one.
Borderlands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have any expectation of that one because I think I've only played that with you guys once on stream.
Yeah.
And I played a little bit of it too, and it's just like a really wacky, fun game.
Yeah.
But like the cast and stuff, I was just really curious what they were gonna do with
Okay.
it.
Mhm.
So like that's just one where I'm like, I want to check that out at some
Yeah.
point.
Sure.
We do have Mr. Jose Bucanero said, "Where is the piano sound from?" I mean, the one that people use to scare Eric during the Until Dawn. I don't remember which one because there's a few things
Yeah.
that we've had that had piano stuff in it. There was a musical jump scare one. I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember what that comes from.
I
or
associate it
originates
with
from.
Amnesia. I think it's an Amnesia sound effect, the piano one. But I might be wrong.
It could
Maybe
be.
it was just used a lot during
Maybe. I
Yeah.
do remember a point when you were playing Amnesia,
that. Mm-hmm.
and I played some piano sounds when you were near a piano,
Yeah.
and you kept going back, and you thought you were going crazy. Like, why does this piano keep playing when I walk away? And it never was.
I remember that. Yeah. I kept like trying to run back to it when I would hear it. I'm like, ah!
So yeah,
Like, there must be a clue here.
I did have one at one point that came from an Outlast moment, but that one I don't think is so much. It's not a jump scary one. It's more of just like piano playing somewhere.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like ambiance.
Thank you, David Rodriguez, for the $5 on YouTube.
Keep it
Thank
up,
you.
and it's working out. I thought it was a bird at first, but it looked like it's like a pear.
Oh, I thought it was a bird too.
I think it's a pear. I thought it was a feather, but then I'm like, why would his beak on his head?
Beaks are usually on their head.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think it's a pear or a bird, chat in YouTube.
Dylan Chip says, "Hey guys, love when you guys do the podcast. Do you know when the podcast will start going back onto Spotify?"
Is it not on Spotify?
I have to look and see when they stopped and what the issue is as to why. So we'll have to look into that.
Yep.
I don't know. But thank you for letting us know, Dylan. Sometimes we miss stuff.
Yeah.
Garris says, "Hello, always good to get a podcast during my job and get a chuckle while I code. Keeping the question holiday themed, did you guys have any strategies when you were kids to maximize your candy or any fun Halloween stories?" I remember being young and my parents went out for Halloween, but for whatever reason I wasn't allowed to, and me and my sister stayed home, and it was just me, my sister, and my grandma. So me and my sister got dressed up in our Halloween costumes. I believe I was a Ninja Turtle. I don't remember what my sister was. And my grandma sat on our porch, and we walked around our house. Every time we came back around, we were like, trick or treat, and she'd give us candy.
Yep.
And we walk around the house. And we come back around, we're like, trick or treat, and she'd give us candy again. And that was our Halloween that year.
That's pretty good.
I remember that one being a
Yep.
thing.
Let's see. Any like strategies? Like growing up, I grew up in a very small town, so like you were definitely hitting all the houses.
Yeah.
On Halloween.
We wouldn't walk trick or treat. We would drive trick or treat because it was too long between houses.
That sounds like maximizing it, though.
Yeah.
Now we would sometimes go to like different towns because they
Yeah.
had them on different nights.
Yeah, we
Sure.
would drive into Whipple or into
Sure.
Marietta or Williamstown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
There
like,
would be the times where like Belpre has it this night,
Yeah.
but then Marietta has it this night. But then
Yeah, that's probably the two strategies that I would say is one, you go to multiple ones so that you can hit multiple homes. Two, you gotta just you can't be picky. You gotta be someone that's like, hey, I don't want this one, so I'll take it.
yeah.
You do that, you have everything you want as long as you just like everything.
as long as you aren't picky.
As long as you're
Yeah.
not picky, you can be the garbage dump.
All right.
Sure.
That's the trick.
Is that the trick?
Yep.
Or if you're really specific about what you want, you can trade everything that you don't want away for the stuff that you do. So
You can't do that as
Either
well.
either liking everything or liking like one thing,
Sure.
you can usually get satisfied that
Yep.
way.
What you do, I think, is you do the half costume with like a mask that kind of fits with like maybe like a hoodie look, and you could just be like a killer or something like that. You find the area that gives out the good candy. You walk around, you get all that, and then you go and you change your mask.
Multiple costumes.
Then you walk around and do it again. But you don't want to have a whole costume
Sure.
change. You know, you want it to be like
Yep.
similar enough, black hoodie or whatever it is you want to do. That way you can just like easily switch out.
But you want to have like integrity when you do it. Like it needs to be something like multiple costumes. You don't want to. You see these videos every year now of like someone leaves a giant bowl of candy outside that says "Please take one," and you see like these people just grab all of them and put it in there. Like that's bullshit. Like you got to work at it to get that extra candy. You know?
Sure, yeah. Don't just take the.
That's some integrity.
I really want to. Man, I remember back. It was when we were in Bartlett. Like I'd go to Rick's because we would. I think he started, but I love the idea of like there's you have stuffed people, creatures, scarecrows, whatever it is, right? And then like they put in your yard and it looks like a scary monster kind of there, right? Rick would like dress up to pretend to be the stuffed scary monster.
Yeah, so I would stuff myself with newspapers and tie myself to like a fence post or a tree or whatever.
Yep.
And stand there.
Yep.
And wait for people trick-or-treating to come too close. Usually the parents.
Yeah, and then I'd get them, and then the next year I would put that dude out as an actual stuffed one, and then I would be somewhere else hiding near there, and then get him. And then
A decoy.
and then there was a further year after that.
There's like 10 of them out there, and you're just on top. You're not even one of them. You're just like
so-
on top of the roof looking.
So there was a year after that where
Yeah.
there was a few of them out, and I was on top of this elevated. I'm not sure what it was.
Like a stone or something, I don't know.
Yeah, and I was dressed up as a gargoyle,
Yeah.
and I had rigged wings using cut up umbrellas.
Okay.
And so I would be there, and I would be checking all those, and I would put my wings out, and that would scare them. And then they'd come up to look at me closer, and then I'd get them.
But there was 1 or 2 years where I was involved with it. So like there would be multiples, but now there's not just one that's real. There's two that's real.
Yep.
I remember
You
doing
thought
that.
you were safe from the one that moved.
Yeah, right?
I remember doing that for a year, being on my aunt and uncle's porch, and it's like a rocking chair, and you look like a scarecrow, and you're just holding the thing of candy,
Mm-hmm.
and you just get them, when you get there. I did
See,
that. That was a lot of fun.
What you do
But
is,
that
I think
that's so much better.
this isn't about getting candy, but what
Yeah.
you do in that scenario is you get that big bowl, you set it there in front, you put a take one sign,
Yeah.
and when someone takes two, that's the person you get. I
Sure.
said take one.
That's
you know?
smart. Yeah.
That's,
I like that.
like, oh shit. You
They just
know?
grab your hand.
Yeah.
Take one.
I said one. You know, I'm so sorry. You scared them. They never do it again.
Oh, that's funny.
So yeah, that's the way to do it. That's not about getting candy though. That's about I don't know. I love like there's a lot of treats during trick or treat, but there's not always the tricks.
Yeah.
I remember a house that had like a coffin and the guy would like pop out of it,
Yeah.
stuff like that. It was so cool.
I know when a few years after Rick got his house with Maggie, they would invite me over, and I was quite a bit skinnier back then, but just as tall. I would dress up as Slender Man, and I would stand in a mannequin pose off to the side of the porch, and they would be like, "Oh, don't worry about that. That's just a mannequin," something like that. And they would get up and take their candy, and then they would, "Do you want to like take a picture with it or something like that?" And then I would like, as soon as they would like get around me or something, I would start moving or like grabbing them or like start walking towards them or something.
Imagine finding like you find the ones, like you find that one group
Yeah.
and you're there, and like when they turn away, you take like a couple steps forward,
Yeah.
and then like they look, it was like, oh, I thought he was. I don't know.
I
And
did-
then like when they leave, you keep going,
Yeah.
and you're just like on the sidewalk behind them, just you're like a weeping angel.
Yeah. I could do that a couple times to some of them. Like half of them would be looking away and half of them would be looking towards me. And half that saw me move would scream, and then the others would turn around and see me not moving it or anything. And then they would turn around, "Oh, what are you guys trying to do? You're trying to like scare us or something like that." And then I would like run up behind them and get them.
We can just have a big collaborative Halloween one year where we just all come in, make a thing. We have stuffed dummy things, whatever we do. You imagine walking up, there's like 20 of them. Like, which one's real?
Somebody swings out of a tree.
Good.
Yeah.
There you go. There's some Halloween stories. Cindo Baller says, what are some of your guys' favorite cuisines? I'm a big fan of Italian, Indian, Thai, Jamaican, and Japanese.
I don't think there's any that I don't like, but most often I'm usually cooking either like a Japanese, Korean, or Italian.
Sure. I really enjoy Indian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like that a lot. And like I say that, but like having gone to other places and getting Indian food from different places, like I still like it. It's just different, you know.
Yeah.
But I still have enjoyed it. What's another cuisine? Because sometimes like I want to say like, oh, I like Chinese, but like I've only really had like American Chinese food.
Sure.
You know.
I've had like all of the different, like there's a lot of like rice dishes with just like chicken, and that's a Chinese meal.
Yeah.
But like there's a lot more that goes into that cuisine than just that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. When I was down in Florida last couple months, I tried some like authentic Cajun food, and that was real good.
Yeah.
Very spicy, but man, it was tasty.
I love spice.
It was very. You would have loved it.
I think sometimes that's why I like Indian food, because like
Yeah.
I can really get some variance in spice.
I
And
like the
there's
really
not,
flavorful spice.
there's not a lot of places I don't think sometimes where it's like, you know, if you get Italian food, it's not usually like a spicy food. I don't think, you know,
Yeah.
like you usually don't get like a varying, like I can choose from this level to this level.
Sure.
Just pizza.
Pizza, like you can get like
Get
jalapenos on it,
Sure.
I guess. But like once past maybe like a spicy sausage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was, I forget where I got pizza from, but they had like a spicy marinara sauce, and I was like, this is really good. But my kids didn't like it, and I'm like, dang it, why when I find something I like, kids hate it.
Sure.
Dang kids.
You can get a personal pizza.
Yeah, I guess. Or I can order pizza from there and order pizza from there, and
Yeah.
then I gotta drive places or get delivery, whatever.
You hope they arrive at the same time, and it's really awkward
Yeah.
because they're thinking like, well, I must be at the wrong house because.
Or if you order it from two places to go pick it up, you hope that like one's not real busy and the other one's a little busy,
Sure.
so they get ready around the same time. Yeah, I don't know. Eric, did you talk about any cuisines that you really like?
Food now.
Yeah, now you gotta talk about food.
Yeah.
Now
You
I'm
have to
sorry,
rank
but
food, Eric.
Yeah, rank your food. What's your favorite?
I mean, anything that I cook myself, I think I enjoy the most. Like it's cool to go out and get stuff, but like
Sure.
anything that like, you actually like, hey, I'm doing this, that always is special to me. So I like being able to try new things, but I don't know. Sometimes I just like, I also, if I have to pick something, I don't have a good genre for Grandma's Sunday dinner. You know, that's my favorite, but that's because it can't be recreated too. It's precious. Like
Sure.
I can't do those potatoes anymore because I don't have access to that well that had a very specific taste of water. You know,
Sure. The
Okay.
contaminants.
like
they're
it had like
important.
that water came from that well. Those potatoes came from that garden. That beef came from those cows. Those noodles were made in that house. Like I can chase that dragon, but I'll never be able to achieve the memory of it. So I want to say that's my favorite. That's my top rank. That's my S class.
I just had a thought as to what I want to dress up as for Halloween.
Yeah.
Chef?
I'm gonna dress up as a pizza delivery dude, and I'm gonna go up to the house, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, your pizza's here,"
That's amazing.
and then they're gonna be confused, and I'm gonna open it, and there'll be candy.
Yeah. Trick.
Yeah.
Not treat. Yeah, that'd be great.
Rick, you could also
Oh, I
just
love
walk
that
up and be
idea.
like, I got your order.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, you guys order pizza?
I go up and I was like, "Here's your pizza."
Yeah.
We
How many
didn't-
people were like,
we
"Oh,
didn't order
awesome! They just
pizza."
take it from you."
Oh yeah, sure. I'm sure there's plenty. That box you put dog poop in.
Jesus.
But then you open the box and there's like candy that they can have. or
Pizza
whatever.
time.
Pizza time.
I do like that idea. It's pretty good. You
Where
have
am
to
I gonna
have
find
like
a-
you have to have like something to hold your phone in one hand because you're looking at the address. And
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
confused.
Yeah.
You need a thermal bag to like put the box in. That way it's
oh, I
convincing.
can get you that.
I play Lost very well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do. You do.
That's actually funny. I
Got
like
it.
that.
Oh, that's
I-
great.
I do think food-wise, Italian is one of my favorites, but like I don't get to eat it very often because like especially with like getting with Melanie, like pasta is a thing that she doesn't like.
Yeah.
So like whenever I was doing stuff, even if I was cooking or if we were gonna go to, I don't know what Italian place around here, Olive Garden, you know, like we wouldn't go to those because she didn't like the pasta stuff. Like, there's other options that she sometimes get, but like there were other places she would rather go, and I was like, okay.
Gotcha.
So like when I'm alone over in Vienna, I go to Olive Garden. So I'm just alone, just like, I love it. Eggplant parmesan, fettuccine alfredo, yes.
One of my favorite things that Qdoba ever did was had a mac and cheese like queso bowl. It was so good. They would put like macaroni instead of rice in like a taco bowl. It was so good, but they discontinued it.
Well,
I'm really hungry.
All right, well, let's move on from the food and talking about on the Halloween subject of costumes and stuff. Yizing, what is the most you've ever been startled by a jump scare? Now, I don't know if this specifically means our jump scares from like Skelestream, or if it's just a jump scare in general. So
Mine's in general, not.
All right, Rick, what's yours in general?
Mine is I am at my apartment. I live alone. I am in my bedroom on my computer, and I'm just playing a game, chilling, enjoying my relaxing evening, and I look over, and there's a face hugger in my apartment. And I fall out of my chair. I almost strangle myself in my headphones.
No.
Because there's a very realistic looking face hugger right next to me, and it's one of my greatest fears.
Yep.
That's crazy. How
I
did
know,
that
isn't
happen?
it? How did that happen?
Why'd you
did
have a
that
face
happen?
hugger in your house?
Because Aaron was moving, and he needed a place to keep his stuff. And so he was storing it in my attic, which that was a miserable day because it was so hot, putting all that stuff up there. And to reward me for my graciousness of allowing him to keep his stuff at my place, he sneaks off and hides his movie quality face hugger in my bedroom.
It wasn't
so
huge.
Aaron.
We have a big one here somewhere.
We do have
like
a
a real big one.
life-size
Downstairs.
one. Yeah.
This one was a little smaller.
Yeah.
I got it from like a video game like collector's edition for I forget
Sure.
which Alien, maybe Alien vs Predator. I don't know what it was, but yeah, I put it there. I'm like, oh man, it's gonna be great. The worst thing is I don't get to see it.
You get to hear about it every year, though.
But I believe Rick said that he like took something and threw it over it,
I did.
and then like grabbed it
Yeah, I
and
put it like a laundry hamper or
took
something,
it somewhere
right?
else.
I put it in the attic.
That was a good one. I wish I could have witnessed it. I wish we would have been like on Skype. I could be like, oh hey Rick, how's it going? Yeah.
It's not enough that it happened. I want to see
I didn't get to see the reaction.
it. He does not deny it.
I know this happened. It did. It's true. I don't know what happened there. Everything Rick's saying, besides it being there, could be
Yeah.
fake. I don't know.
Can't
But
really think of mine.
it was there.
I remember walking through a field. It was a hay field that was uncut, so it was about probably waist high or so. So I'm high kneeing it through the thick uncut grass and stuff like that, and I'm about in the middle of this field, and I look down, and there is a banana spider on my thigh, the size of my palm.
Oh, they're so big.
Mm.
And I couldn't touch it, but I wanted it off me as quickly as possible, and I violently shook uncontrollably my leg, my arms, while like pushing it away in the air without like squishing it or anything, until it finally came off of me. And then I didn't go in the field until it was mowed for the rest of the year.
Yep. Yep.
I do not like spiders when I don't know that they're there. I've eaten spiders.
When you knew they were there.
I knew it was a spider when I was
Eating it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. When you know it,
It was
it's
dead
okay.
and dried out and sent to us in mailbag,
oh,
which
yeah.
we're not doing that ever again.
My favorite, that at least I've been a part of, is I remember it would have been the year after high school. I was showing my girlfriend around the farm. We were in the back field. She stepped into a gopher hole that we didn't see onto a skunk.
Oh, no.
It didn't spray, but I've never seen someone react like that before. So I'm gonna say either that, or I have to go the complete opposite end, and it's not. It's the best scare, but I didn't get scared. It's when Rick saw the person at the haunted house we went to come out to scare me, and because they were on my right side, my deaf side, I didn't react, and they were sad.
And I think
Rick had to apologize.
Rick apologized to him. Yeah.
I'm sorry, he's deaf.
Sorry, he's deaf. You do a good job.
Yeah. That might be my favorite jump scare.
Let me reassure you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of my favorite.
Give those
Like,
a mine.
I'm trying to think of a jump scare.
Yeah.
Like for Calvin's, like I remember being in the kitchen and putting on my jeans. Like I don't know.
You often put your pants on in the kitchen.
I
This
don't
tracks.
know why. I don't know why I was, but I remember putting maybe like I was looking for jeans and they were there. Maybe they had been in the wash and I don't know. They couldn't have been in the wash because the story is that I was putting on my jeans and I felt something cold on my leg. And I just was like, I don't know what this is. So I just started smacking, like it's, like high on my thigh, like just under my butt, just smacking the back of me, just and then I started ripping off my pants. And Melanie's like, "What are you doing?" like just staring at me like I'm crazy. And I'm like, "There's something in here. There's something in my pants." And I started I shook them and nothing came out. I'm like, I swear. So I went to one leg, my right leg, because it was on my right that I felt it. I started rolling the leg down,
cuff up,
yeah, and rolling it up and shaking and rolling and shaking, and a spider fell out of it. And I'm like, it didn't bite me or anything. I don't even know what kind of spider it was. It just it was in there because I don't know. It couldn't have been, like I said, it couldn't have been that they had been washed. They must have been like, oh, I wore these yesterday, I'll wear them again or something like that, and something crawled into them,
It was warm, probably, so it was like, oh, I'm gonna go in here. It's nice and dark and warm. And
but when I touched my leg, it was cold.
Yeah.
And I don't think I killed it. I must have smacked it enough that it was like, oh, what the hell,
dazed or whatever.
And I got my pants off. But yeah, having a spider in my pants was
Now for the next
a
few days,
scary
everyone's
moment.
going to be checking their pants.
Check your pants, ladies
Check
and
your
gentlemen.
pants for spiders.
This
Never
is
know what
why
you'll
we're
find.
ticklish.
Never
We're
know what you'll
ticklish
find in
so
your
we
pants.
can feel insects.
I
Yep.
still check my headphones because there was one time here at the studio I put my headphones on and I felt something crawling in my ear, and it was a spider.
I hate that
It
almost
was,
as much as waking up
Could have gone without hearing that ever.
to a tickle on my neck and having a wasp sting me right behind my ear.
Oh, fuck. I know what that feels like now. Oh.
I can relate.
I was so pissed that whole day because a wasp fucking stung me in my neck while I was asleep.
As far as Scream stuff, I think my worst jump scare moment that I can think of was during Alien Isolation. So many sounds were alien-y sounds, like vents opening up, hisses from aliens, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And something happened. It triggered my flight response from one of the jump scares. Not knowing it was a jump scare, I took off running from the alien into the alien that didn't know where I was at the time, and I ran into it and son of a bitch, you guys got. So I remember that happening, which was a pretty good one.
Mine for stream would be At Dead of Night, which is an FMV game where this dude's chasing you around in a hotel, and it uses audio clues to let you know where that dude is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And mine was the opposite, to where I was getting so many scares done by chat of him moving around that I wasn't taking them seriously. And then he does show up, and I jerk so hard my headphones fall off.
Nice.
I do love having some of these that are in the game, so they get you they either get you a little wait, what's that?
They either get you tensed up or relaxed.
Or you start relaxing and be
wrong
like,
time.
all right, chat, you keep trying to get me. I
Yeah.
ain't falling for it this time. And then it's really a thing. So, but yeah, man, trying to remember jump scares sometimes, is especially ones that scared me, are tough. There's various times that I've scared people. There's the one I saw DeBaba mention where Eric got scared from Jake grabbing Eric's hand.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, remember that? That's probably mine. I mean, the one from this week's pretty good too.
Sure,
But,
yeah, during Until
Yeah.
Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
But no,
Just because over there, usually I'm not in danger of my right side being exposed. But in that room that I was streaming in, like I can't hear. Like if you had just like opened it up and stood there for a long time, like I wouldn't have heard for a while. You could have gotten right here before I would have noticed. You know?
Damn, I should have thought of that.
Yeah, the door's on the right.
I'm gonna start locking that thing.
Thank you, Grimbane, for the $20 on YouTube. Halloween movie idea. Ernest Scared Stupid. Please make it happen.
Dude,
I can
man.
give you some comfort and to say, I'm pretty sure every October it's at least discussed
Yeah,
for it to happen.
I haven't watched that movie in a very long time, but I would watch that.
Yeah.
Again, it might maybe a high and dry. I don't have we all seen it?
I've
Calvin
seen it.
hasn't.
Calvin hasn't.
You haven't seen Ernest Scared Stupid?
Nope.
He hasn't seen any Ernest.
Have you even seen any of the Ernest?
You haven't seen any
moral
Ernest?
movies?
Nope.
You haven't seen him go to camp?
Dude,
Nope.
he is
You
an
haven't seen him say
American
Christmas?
icon.
You haven't seen him go to Africa?
Nope.
You haven't seen him go to prison?
Nope.
You haven't seen him go to school?
Nope.
I'm out of ideas.
You haven't
Do
seen
this
him
all
ride a
day.
cannon?
Do what, Rick?
You haven't seen him ride a cannon? Play basketball?
Play
Nope.
basketball.
There are 9 Ernest movies.
Oh,
I've
really?
Seen all 9.
They did not run out of ideas as fast as I did.
Scared Stupid, goes to camp, saves Christmas, goes to jail, rides again,
Rides Against the Cannon one.
dunk Ernest,
The basketball.
slam dunk Ernest. Ernest goes to school, in the army, goes to Africa.
Oh,
yeah.
the army. I remember
Yeah,
the army.
you
one.
got almost all. No, dude, man, from 1991 to 1998. No, there's a 1988. Never mind.
Dang.
Okay, damn, amazing.
Also, hello, Alexander. Yes, I do have a Pokemality channel. It's been fun going through the Pokemon series with the kids. I've gotten through episodes now that I've never seen. I'm excited because like I'm into like just I don't know what's gonna happen. So it's really neat. SSG Jorge said, Eric, Daima premieres tomorrow in Japan. Are you hyped? Also, big week for Dragon Ball, Sparking Zero, Daima, and it was the anniversary for Ultra Instinct's debut a couple days ago.
Awesome. Daima, I'm sure whenever the dub comes out, I will be there. I hear that my voice of young Goku and Gohan is coming back for
Ooh,
that dub, so I'm
okay.
happy. Unfortunately, it was also a sad week for Dragon Ball fans. The original Falconer, American dub, the announcer passed away.
Yeah.
So the classic, next time on Dragon Ball, like that guy, unfortunately passed away, the original.
Gotcha.
So that sucks.
Yeah.
It does. I was sad when I saw that.
Yep. Can Goku overcome this new enemy? Find out next time. Dun, 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 on Dragon Ball Z. I have this so clearly in my head.
But yeah, I've heard good things about Sparking Zero.
Sparking Zero.
Sparking.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
From what I understand, it has a really good what if mode.
Yes. And some of the boss fights are very hard from what
Yeah?
I've heard.
Ooh.
Good.
Okay.
That was a game that's like when I was a kid, I stayed up all night with my friends playing. That's just like Smash. It was like, dang, it's light out. Damn it.
Dang it.
We have to work in the morning.
Yeah. Kit Kat has not a question, but I wanted to say thank you. Hurricane Helene hit us pretty hard, and my beloved pet passed away this week.
Aw, sorry to hear
sorry
that.
to hear that.
It's been hard, but your videos have helped me through these hard times. So thank you so much. Well, Kit Kat, I'm sorry for your loss, and I'm glad we could help. I hope that all the damage from things with the hurricane.
Yeah.
I hope people can recover well enough. I know it's been a crazy bit, and things seem to keep coming.
And it can be, I think it can be easy to be very sad about a pet dying like that. But you also got to remember, like, if you give that thing a good home, like you did a good job and you have really good memories to look back on, But we hope everybody that's being affected by these hurricanes is safe, being smart, and hopefully, from what I understand, the thing from Florida right now is it's not as bad as it could have been, but that doesn't mean it's not bad. So, if you know anybody that lives down there that you haven't heard from, maybe just give them a ring, see how they're doing, see if they need anything.
Yeah.
I know a lot of power is still out.
Yeah, 3
and
million
communication
people,
is down.
I
but
think.
Yeah.
Some of them, some people have been out they're homeless from the first hurricane, and they have no way of getting out from this one. You know?
Yeah.
No, I have a friend that went to high school with, and their family lost their house from the hurricane. One of them, I don't know. There's been 2 now, and I think a third one coming or something that I heard. So,
No, we live in an area that is rampant with flooding, but it's decently common. So we have a lot of infrastructure when it comes to finding out when flooding is going to crest, knowing the exact hour it's going to be this high, and preparing for it now. But a lot of especially Appalachian towns in the last hurricane, they just did not have that at all. They were not prepared. This isn't a once in 100-year storm. It's a once in a lifetime thing, or a once in a never happened before thing for some of those towns. So it sucks. But we saw a lot of pictures of that look really familiar.
Yeah.
I feel like, or when Marietta would be at its worst.
Sure.
And we're ready for that now. Ready as you can be. A lot of those towns were not ready at all.
No, yeah.
But I think after that one, I think that's the last of the questions we're gonna get to today. I know we also had some other things from our activity feed, and I believe memes, because I don't remember the last time we had a podcast, and usually we fall behind on memes a lot too.
I think it's been about a month ago almost.
Couple
2
weeks. All right.
Oh. It feels longer.
Prepare the memes. Oh. What's...
They're prepared.
This one's good. Okay.
Oh, man.
Dude, last time we played Baldur's Gate, I don't know what it was about that first hour, but I was hitting 20. I had advantage
ridiculous.
19, 20.
I was pretty sure he was cheating. He had like 20, like it was like 8, 9 of them in a row, just natural 20s.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it felt great.
Then it stopped, and I was
Then
happy.
it stopped.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, good. Now the rest of us can play.
Yeah, it was nice to be blessed for that short amount of time that was happening.
Thank you, Daniel JPB 2004. Dang, nearly a year already on Twitch with the 11 months.
Thank you, Daniel.
Oh, 11 months. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Daniel.
Wait, what is this?
Storm on fire and a bunch of Discord icons.
I know a couple of these Discord icons, and I agree with the cause of fire and tries to communicate with fire.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I recognize the mods now. Got it. Nice.
This is lit.
Yep, I see this. Screams.
We have 4 months from Redeen. Thank you very much.
Yeah, why'd I do this face?
I don't know, dude, you look fucking jacked there, though. Look at you. What's that hat?
You look like one of those jacked, angry.
Was that during the cameo or?
That's during mailbag.
Mailbag.
When
That
we
was a
got that
mailbag.
shirt,
We got that
that hat.
Can we show that cameo?
That's a hell of a cameo.
I think it's been linked in the Blind Wave Discord if people want to check
she's
it out.
okay
Go
with
check
it,
it out.
but
Yeah, I don't want to share it because it's not. We sent it to them, but
Yeah.
it should be. If it's not on our cameo, it might have been private, but they can share it. So. Yeah, in the Blind Wave Discord, it is there. There was a cameo we did just yesterday, and it took us a little bit to get through and get it done, but it was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
I feel like every time it's like, hey, we got a cameo. I can do that real quick. And then like a half hour later, it's like, we went too far.
Well, the first thing I said to Aaron that morning was, I need a salami.
I need a salami.
That was
Yeah.
the first thing you said to
How
me. in the
big
morning.
of a salami do you think we can get? Is
That was
exactly
it.
what I said.
That's what it was. How big of a
Yeah.
salami you think we can get? And I was like, what? And then from there, we just
Then it evolved, yeah. Oh, it's funny.
But thank you, Rydeen.
Yes.
Thank you.
And we already said thank you to Odeth for the 20 gifted subs, but thank you again.
Thank you
Thank you,
again very
Odette.
much. Yeah.
Is this something I said?
Listen here, you little shit.
I think it's just the look on your face.
Gotcha.
Natasha Selena, 16 months. It's so fun to send the sounds LOL.
I'm glad people are
Yes.
enjoying sending Screamstream sounds.
Me too.
It's always it's fun when they get to have fun.
I will do what I rough.
I will do what I love.
Glorious Pandemonium for 16 months.
Thank you, Glorious Pandemonium.
Thank you.
Wait, he did this meme? That's so great. Did he post for that, or is that someone make that? Because that's amazing if he did. I assume Ryan Reynolds
I
is so
think that's
smart. He
posed.
had to have done it.
I
God,
think he
that's
did
funny.
that. Yeah.
That's really good. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen that reaction, that was a hell of a time. There's a moment in there that I call religious.
Yeah.
Where,
No, we had
a
that come
specter
out.
of the past greeted me, and I was welcome.
We had Deadpool and Wolverine come out this month, and
Yeah.
then we also just had Beetlejuice drop.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Yep.
61 months, LKG. Thank you.
Is this that dang hippo
It's
keeps
Mudang.
popping up on TikTok?
He's so cute. He's rotund.
He is so
He's
cute.
part of the rotund council, Aaron. You need to learn your culture.
The Rotund Council.
Yeah.
Who else is on this council?
Look it up.
Who else is on this council?
A penguin.
Oh, yeah. Ah, big penguin.
Who was it?
See the
Rick,
baby.
was it LKG that you said?
LKG.
Thank you, LKG.
Thank you.
We have Dalcog for 32 months.
Thank you,
Thank you very
Delcog.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bluzzles. A new subscription.
Oh, thank you, Bluzzles. Why is this damn hippo?
Thank you,
It's a funny
Bluzzles.
image. I'm on Snorlax. It's on me.
And then over on YouTube, we just got $10 from Grimbane. Last recommendation, I swear.
Mhm.
As above, so below. Great found footage horror movie, in my opinion.
I've heard of that one.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
That's on my
Yeah.
list to watch.
Okay.
But maybe I'll save it for Blind Wave. I don't know.
That's
I like found footage movies and stuff, but I have to watch them like separated from the last one I watched. I haven't listened or watched one in a long time, so I probably do.
I want to do some VHS. That might be fun.
Yeah.
I just watched. It's not found footage, but for the first time, I watched Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh.
Yeah, and I don't know if Melanie
Enjoy?
enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You're turning into me, Aaron,
Why?
because of the love of bad movies.
No. This is different.
This was an enjoyment of something else.
This was at least like there's bad with it, but like there's a story and I understand what they're going for.
Yeah.
This was a reprieve.
Some of your
compared to-
favorite movies, Rick, I'm just like I don't even know what this was supposed to be.
And the best thing is, there's both good movies and bad movies on that spectrum.
Mhm.
Yeah. Killer Clown scared me as a child. Scarred me as a child. What's with this hippo?
That's what it's doing to you. It's so funny.
They're
She's
gonna
gonna
s-
bite your leg.
I'm going to stop sending you flamingos and start sending you hippos.
It can't bite hard enough. It's cute. It'll be
No,
fine.
it's so
Hippos
cute.
will
It tries.
Kill you.
Not this
Tries
one,
so
not yet.
hard.
That shirt is also in the store, and I love it.
Yep, it's a good one.
It hasn't been there for years.
Limited time.
Yep.
Yeah, this October. If
Stop
you
trying to
want
change the
get
subject,
that shirt,
Aaron.
just skip a hippo. Go to the next meme.
Skippo
If it's
hippo.
another,
Go to the next
skippo.
meme.
Oh, good.
Maybe I am a memer. That's funny.
I think this is Zara.
Memes
at
are
work
canceled.
Is the idea
Watching the podcast.
He's watching the
Yeah.
podcast.
at
Got
work
it.
watching
Oh,
the
that's
podcast?
great.
I like it. That's good.
That's good, yeah.
That's funny. That counter must smell amazing. All the echo
That's my
echoes.
disappointed face. I'm doing that one guy who's at the soccer game.
Is that what that's supposed
Yeah.
to be? Or
I'm pretty sure, right?
the bees?
That's how it felt like. I had my hat off swinging,
Yeah.
bees and,
We just got 69-month subscription from Dream Team.
Okay.
Hello.
Nice.
Also, nice.
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 Very nice.
Thank
Team
you.
Team.
Thank you so
Adam.
much. 69 months.
That's
It's a lot of months.
That is a lot of months.
Now the question is, do you end it there because it's such a nice
I
number?
feel like you have to.
You keep going.
You gotta
so
keep-
nice.
You get to like the next 69.
until you get to like 420.
Oh, there you go.
420 the next one.
That'll take some time.
That's a while.
That'll be a while.
What, Jake?
Yes.
That's just a hippo.
Okay. Mudeg.
Yep.
Pesto.
the giant baby
brown.
penguin.
Yep.
I think 2 is enough for a council. I think that's a partnership.
Hold on.
Yeah,
I know there's more, but those are the 2 famous ones. That's like Yoda and Mace Windu. Then there's everyone else. You know what I'm saying.
I see.
Oh, did you accidentally close it?
But yeah, every time I see that one on TikTok, it's with the Mandalorian sound effect of I like to see the baby. And it shows it, and it's like
I should have searched better.
Yeah, you should have.
I tried to look up famous fat babies, but I needed like animal in there somewhere.
Yeah.
And it gave me different
I
options.
don't know how to say the baby panda's name. Yeah. Look at that.
Oh my
ton panda.
gosh.
Aaron, we should be pandas.
God.
Pandas are the light.
We should be pandas. Again, you gotta check out that Terminator
Oh,
reaction after we
good.
got super drunk, and we're like, we can do more.
that's great. Thank you for the context.
Is that the end of the memes?
That's the end
All right,
of the
that's the
memes.
end of my
Shouldn't came
bits and
back.
donations.
Should stay gone. All right, guys. Well, make sure you come back tomorrow for Dead by Daylight. We're gonna be looking for killers to kill us.
Yep. Come kill us.
And then next week, Rick starts Signalis.
Signalis.
And next Thursday we have Badonkagunk. And we have Baldur's Gate.
That Friday.
So
Yeah.
very busy with that. Don't forget, make sure there's a poll going on over on the website. You can do that. There is the 10 years channel over on Discord. Make sure to check that out. And if you have any deep, burning questions, go over to the website and check out the forums. There's a Q&A section.
Yes.
And that is not just forgotten. There is still stuff happening with that. So do all that stuff. And don't forget, while you're at the website, check out our store for the Spoopy shirt.
Limited time only.
It's
All right, guys. I think that's everything. See you tomorrow. Good luck trying to kill us.
Bye.
Bye.
There's a bat in here. There's a fucking bat in here. Oh my god, it's right here. There's a fucking bat.
Those doors, Jake.
Let's make some mana, baby. It's going down low. Look out, Eric. Ooh, it's right over your head.
Did you open a window? They don't want to land, they just want to lay out.
I don't think you can see the window. Sure, out over there. He's getting close. He's getting close. He's going for Calvin, but he has an idea. Oh, he's coming from the tree.
Looks like
Yeah, we could just do a phone.
looks like the last one that uploaded to Spotify was the first podcast of September of last year.